Good evening and welcome to the Plastic Crack Podcast. I'm your host Ken for this evening. I'm joined tonight by Martin Seventh Son,
Hello.
Steve from On Point HQ, and Boots on the Table with Dom. Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening. Good evening, host.
Evening
with the
all.
most.
It wasn't French this week, lads, so very sorry about that.
Thank
I
God.
can do it now. I can do it now if you want.
Go on, then, do it again.
No.
Start again.
Bonsoir, bienvenue. No. But yeah, evening, guys. Just going to say a quick hello to some people because I can see the chat is already very lively this week. Good evening. I'm going to read you out. So, good evening, Peter Little. First guy to comment this evening. Evening, Leslie. Evening, Evil Jim Reaper's here. Julian Dale's here. Hello, buddy. You right? Lionheart's here. Friends of General Haig is here. Matthew Hogg is here. Hamster on the painting.
I was going to say, where's Hamster? Have we got a hamster?
He's here. Don't worry. Enemy in Sight's here. Carl, our host, sponsored by miniatures.co.uk. He's here in the house. Graham's here. Mark Wright's here. Battle Matt's here. Culloden Painting Studios is here. Wargaming Hobby. Oh my God, there's so many. Ben Lowe, Tim, Wayne, Grandad's Art Space, Steve Harbour, Battle Knights. Oh my God. Granapago. Is that right?
Hey! I thought you were about to... Do you know what? Next time you should do that. Try not to breathe as you're going through all the names. I want to see how many names you can read out before you just keel over.
The Stoic Steve. I think that's Niall or Neil. Yeah, Niall.
I think so.
Yeah, Niall. And Tim and John. Oh my God, there's so many of you. It's crazy, isn't it? When this happens every single week, it really does.
What, do people come back?
Yeah. Despite what we do, they still come back.
Oh, Gusty's here as well. Yeah, Josh. Hello, Josh. It just absolutely crazes me. And David's here as well. Good evening, gentlemen. Good evening, everybody. I hope everyone's well. So let's crack this off this week of what we've been doing. So this week, do you know what? As the host for once, I'm going to go first. Bugger it. So I've only got a little bit to go. Just to think out. So I've been doing some Irish, and this has been inspired by Martin, as per usual. You know, as it is. I remember talking to him about how long ago was it now? Maybe
it was September.
No, was it before? No, it might have been. No.
When
before that.
Down?
No. It's before that. We spoke about, like you were saying, you fancy doing some Irish. I just remember you saying it.
Yeah.
And I was like, it popped in my head the other week, and I thought, oh, actually, green would be quite cool to have some infantry on the table to go with blue and white. So I thought, yep, let's do some Irish. So that's what I've done. I've actually based these all the way through, which I'm even more surprised about, to be honest, because at the minute I've got a stack of like 200 Napoleonics behind me that I haven't finished basing, which Steve would be very embarrassed about. Look, Steve, there's your favourite thing there, mate, a drummer.
Do we want to mention the brown paper bags at this point? No.
I'm having palpitations here just thinking about it.
Yeah, shut up, Dom. Shut up. Yeah, but yeah, no. Yeah, fun fact with the Irish, they were the only foreign unit to be given an eagle by Napoleon. So there you go. There's a very fun thing for me. But this week, that's pretty much all I've managed to do. I've been quite busy at work, and they did take it out of me. I'm not going to lie. I do remember now because this was the Perry kit that I'd done.
Mm-hmm.
Let me get rid of that page and let me get the overview back up. Yeah, that was the Perry kit that I actually done, and they're obviously in battle dress, so it's a bit different. But again, they're all contrast paints, apart from the white, and the metallics. That's the only thing.
Which green do you use, Ken?
For that one, I used Creed Camo.
Okay, that's a very dark colour, but that doesn't look that dark on the figure.
No, because I thought that. I did a few tests, but it's all to do with this Eschen Grey spray primer from Games Workshop because it's a very light grey.
Right.
So it comes out really nice. So my cavalry are Dark Angels green, so they're different from any infantry I do. So that was those. And what about yourself, Don? What have you been up to?
What have I been doing? That's a very good question. I finally finished off some of. I'm just laughing because Leslie's giving me a hard time in the chat as usual. My New Year's resolution got out the window already. To be honest, it went out month before last, but we're not going to tell anybody that. So obviously, and Peter says, "Yeah, I noticed that." Yeah, it's gone. it's gone. I'll get onto that in a minute. But so I've finally finished off a couple of projects I've been sort of halfway through for a while on some part of the Normans in Sicily project I've been working on.
They're really cool.
I can't remember if I've shown these or not before, so apologies if I have, because they were pretty much done before, and then I kind of had a bit of a lull. So these are part of the V&V range of plastic or resin figures that Meza does, and they're the Saracen or Arab foot warriors. So I finally got them finished off completely. If I'm honest, I found the whole resin multi-part kit a little bit tricky. Not so much with the Saracens, but with these fellas, the Norman cavalry. They were a little bit fiddly, shall we say? But the effect's pretty good, and I'm quite happy with how they've come out.
I remember saying to you during the week though, your shields on those are really cool, really nice.
They're botched jobs, to be absolutely honest, Ken. They're little big man shield transfers, but they don't do them for that size of shield. Yeah, so I have to sort of try and mold the colours in. Yeah, but
it works, Dom, doesn't it? And
I think it does. And it actually, in a way, it sort of makes them look a bit scuffed up, which I kind of like, really. So that's
gives it a bit of battle wear, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Ignore the standard because that's work in progress. That needs to be done. I had a bit of a cock up with that. I stuck it down and then forgot that I had to spray varnish, and spray varnishing. It must have had some coating because it went all frosty and it was horrible. So I'm going to have to redo
We're not going to get on that subject of varnish.
No, we're not going to talk about varnish after you caused mayhem on the page.
World War III.
I do like my GIF, and I hope it's used a lot around the wargaming world now. It's out there to the public. If the Perrys ever ask now where it came from, please don't use my name.
It's your fault. But you saw also I've been working on my... here you go, boys and girls. It is 1st of March, and I am working on French infantry. There you go.
Fucking
hell.
For those,
I don't know whether they come in terribly well, but yeah, these are the Franco-Prussian.
What they like to paint? Are you just starting tonight?
Actually.
They're blue.
I'm really enjoying them. This is the first day. They're just about done. I'm just putting another highlight of lighter blue over the top of the darker blue, and I've really enjoyed doing them.
Where are you getting the uniform information? Because I saw on your video you had those really nice looking art cards and stat cards that came with it. Are you just using those, or have you gone and bought some books as well?
So they rather handily in the second set of rules they give you a sort of color chart like that, which is quite cool. Plus I've ordered a whole load of the Osprey books for the period, although they haven't arrived. And basically I just did lots of trawling around on the web to see what images I could find. It's an interesting period because it's sort of crossing into the period where there's a little bit of photography around. So you sort of get a sense of what's happening. But I'm really excited by it. So and actually the guy from Eagles contacted me and said, really pleased you're doing this, and he's going to send me some more kits, so that's great.
I'm really pleased that I'm really pleased that you pushed the button before I did, because I got to see them and make sure they're awesome. But I also hate you a little bit because I can't now think of a good reason not to get them, because they just look awesome. I'm really intrigued by the game because I had to look at the game system and a little bit, and I like cards. I do like stat cards, but I've got to say those are some of the nicest looking unit cards that I think I've seen. They are lovely, and because they're decent size as well, aren't they? They're kind of they're about that like
they're sort of like a playing card sort of. Well, the unit ones are about a playing card, and then the bigger ones are like sort of crib sheet cards that used to do.
See, that's really cool, because I've often looked at for Black Powder, just getting some of my own printed like tarot card size ones. So I didn't have to flip through the book, and then I looked at how much that would cost and thought, no, okay, that's an extravagance. But yeah, I think they're really, really nice, definitely.
I'm impressed with them, I have to say, so far, the quality of them. And I thought actually the Germans are particularly, or the Prussians are particularly nice sculpts. So I thought I'd start with the French and screw them up and then go into the real ones. They're really good. The only thing slightly odd with the basing of them, so a unit is of a sort of a group or whatever. I don't even know what formation it is, because I haven't properly read the rules yet. But there's sevens. So you have 7 infantry, and they say to put them on 3 of them on a circular base 40 millimeters across, and then 2 of them on a 30 millimeter base across. So you have 2 at 2 and 1 of 3, and that's your sort of group.
Yeah,
it's kind of an unusual way of doing it. So
are you going to try and do a sabot base for them, like so you can remove them? Or
I've ordered from somewhere, can't remember where now, some MDF the right size, and I'm going to see if I can. I'm going to do exactly that, because I kind of don't want to get forced into being stuck in the way, one setup for them, because if I choose to do another period or the rules aren't any good, then
you want to be able to use them versatile.
I don't have to rip them off. Yeah. So
no, that's fair enough, mate. That's fair enough, isn't it?
But yeah, that's what I've been up to.
Cool. What about you, mine?
What I've been up to, I spent 2 days editing a battle report, which of course I hope everybody's going to watch, because I don't want to give away the ending, but it's definitely worth watching. None of the other ones are. Painting wise, I finished my basing up and getting everything ready, my first 2 units for the Earl of Warwick. So I finished this unit here, which I was working on last week when our friends the Perrys were on. So that's more kit bashing, and basically I think there's from 5 different box sets now in those units. There's even bits from cavalry units in there. So that's all about. Just been having fun with them, really, and then just planning out. So and just sort of sorting out where I'm going to go with it and how many units I'm going to make, because I originally sort of thought I'll probably do about 6. That's now developed into 10, because I've been through all of my sprues, and I've taken out all the bodies. I've got enough to make about 10 units, plus there's some kind of special units I want to make, which I think are going to be a lot of fun. But I was quite pleased with this guy here, Lefty, the left-handed archer. But that one there, that's looking where his arrow's gone. But that one there, that's a kit bash between the basic Wars of the Roses infantry set, which is the body. I think the head is out of, I can't tell you what set the head is out, but the arms are from the mounted light cavalry, and there's just so many poses, and they're also interchangeable. So yeah, I've just been doing that. I've been doing a bit of reading, and I'm just taking a break, and I'm painting another Moonstone miniature tonight, just to sort of cleanse the palette before I dive back into more of the War of the Roses. Yeah.
No, this is it.
Is it true that your last battle report is being considered by YouTube for fake news?
Yeah, I heard that.
Who wrote that? Is that someone?
It's something I heard on the interweb, that because it had some rumours of some very outlandish thing happening in there, that it was being considered because that
fake
must
news.
be fake news. Can't be real.
Yeah, it's gotta be.
Yeah. There's been a report of that. I love it how in that all the comments are like, "Oh, never mind, Haley. Try again next time. Don't worry. Oh, you'd have had it if you hadn't done this." And then when I lose, it's basically just like that. Yeah. So yeah, it was good, but no, it was a lot of fun, that game, and we just wanted to do a game that was more of a straightforward pitch battle. No mucking about with objectives, which I do enjoy a lot. But I just thought, look, what can we feasibly do? So we got 3 brigades on that table. I think we could have done 4 at a pinch, but I think 3 was just right, to be honest.
No, that's Kushti, mate. Kushti.
Well, it's a good game.
Yeah. It was actually quite good. I got to finish it in the end, and it was good. You can hear the happiness in your voice. You just hear you get it.
I went to bed at 2. I went to bed at 2 a.m. and I slept. I'm not joking. I slept on the sofa that night, not because
you weren't allowed.
I weren't allowed, but because in the night while we were playing, we must have woken up my daughter probably when I managed to actually kill the 95th quite early on. I'd like to add, and. She transferred herself into our room, so when I went up to bed, it's like, our daughter's in there, so right, I'm just going to go down and
just
sleep on the sofa. Yeah, I know my place. But I'd just like to say as well, the cavalry for once did something. We were talking about that, and I just thought I've got the cannons are there, bugger it, they're going. And that's, we were talking before, and the ability to actually just launch a charge in turn 1, I think is actually quite good. So you don't have to spend ages moving your cavalry around the board, getting them into position just to then fail a charge. You can just go bang.
You had to get the cavalry in there. Gotta get the cavalry. Love it. Love it. So, what about you, Steve? What have you been up to, mate?
Weirdness.
Now, in truth, this doesn't even come close.
Yes, what have you been doing then, Steve?
What the hell is this, Steve? Come on.
Are we starting off with the Turnip 28 stuff first?
Yeah, well, that's the weirdest.
I've got a question. I've got a question for you. Steve. And I think Martin probably knows what I'm going to ask you. Did you complete your painting challenge?
No.
Is French. Do you not remember?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't do it. I had a really short week last week, and I sat down on a Wednesday, and I just thought, I can't do this. I really can't. So I started painting bolt action instead.
You're into your happy place.
It was what's French for grand failure? Le grand.
Oh, mate.
It's called normal.
That's a bit.
But no, the Turnip 28 stuff. Now I've seen this on Instagram quite a lot. It's quite a popular topic on Instagram, and Alan Perry mentioned it last week, and I was like, yes, I know what it is. It's actually, now bear with me here, it's a mixture between sort of Napoleonics and root vegetables.
Okay.
Thing.
Where are your pictures from? You got them up?
He didn't put them up. I don't think I've got them here. Hang on, just put one up. Hang on a sec. It's just loading.
I've
there it is.
It looks like he's singing a national anthem. That's what I love. I think it looks like he's about to burst into song.
He's singing the turnip song.
Yeah, he's belting at the turnip song, the turnip national anthem. Is that a cod piece? Yes, it's a Landsknecht body with a cod piece.
What, you should have painted that as a radish or something.
And that's a Landsknecht with a Voltigeur head. And the arms on both those miniatures are from the plastic Continental Infantry box from Warlord Games.
Right, okay.
And the roots on their back are from a doormat.
Excellent.
Steve, I have one question for you, mate. Why?
I don't know.
Oh no!
And what medication were you having at the time?
Like I said, I've seen them on Instagram, and they're really popular. And I was just thinking about it last Tuesday, and I thought, you know what? I've got the bits and pieces knocking around. I'm sure I can bodge something together. It was thoroughly enjoyable. Kit bashing those. It was just such. They went together really well.
Has anyone developed a rule set for it, or is it just for the pure joy of this? Or
it's being developed by a British artist. I forget his name, but he's putting together a whole rule set for it. Like I say, it's really grimdark, and like I say, it's sort of medieval stroke Napoleonics meets root vegetables.
Christ almighty.
I think that's
awesome. It's something different, Steve. I've got to give you that. It's definitely something different.
Yes.
You do anything else a bit normal this week?
Yeah, did some bolt action.
I did about that. Move on.
I did 3 more of my Polish airborne. So I did a Brendan team and just 1 rifleman.
Oh, nice.
I think there's pictures there. There we go.
Yeah, there they are.
Hey.
Oh, nice. Very nice, mate.
Very
nice.
So,
lovely bit of kit bashing as well, because those arms are definitely not in the British Airborne kit.
No, they're from the Commonwealth Infantry box. Give a bit of
a bit of
veteran look with his sleeves rolled up, looking all hardcore in the middle of
tanky,
battle. And I was hoping to have my Landsknecht unit finished, but I got distracted and I didn't do much painting over the weekend. But they're going to be finished tonight. That's what I'm painting tonight. I'm finishing off my Landsknechts tonight. They're going to be done.
Wow, box of
So can I ask, Dee, are you going to go all in? Are you going to do a Landsknecht army?
It's a distinct possibility, yes.
Wow! Wow!
That makes me really happy. I don't know. I just really want to see a legend.
You need to see an opponent. You need an opponent now.
It's weird. I never thought I'd get to the very last base of this unit. I thought I'd have given up after like 4. But they are an absolute. They're just yeah. These are a joy to. I think it's because there are so many colours and there's no set uniform. It's like you can go and sniff some toilet ducking and do some painting. You're just in that sort of zone.
Isn't it funny how like you have like these projects in mind? I don't know about you guys. You get a project, you're like, yes, I can't wait to do that. I'm really excited. I've got all my books, I've got all my paints, I've got all my models, and then it utterly breaks you, and you can't. You're like, I hate painting these. These are shit. I hate this. And then you can pick up something. You just do something that you had no idea that you did, and then you just roll with it, and you can I them all day long. You know, you could just knock them out.
Yeah.
This definitely happened with these landsnecks. I literally thought I was going to despise these, but the one thing that almost broke me was painting those Messerschmitts from Blood Red Skies. I thought they'd have been an absolute piece of piss to paint, and they weren't. I went funny, and I put in 17 transfer each plane. I mean, they're that big. They're so small. I detested every single minute of painting those. I'm not too proud to admit that.
Yeah, I thought they'd be quite quick to do, but they weren't. I remember doing those, and I got rid of my box. I just remembered. But yeah, well, I'll tell you what. It's been a productive week for most of us. We've all got some stuff done this week, so it's been interesting. But yeah, tonight's subject, guys. So I decided. I thought about this one, and I thought getting started. Okay, so getting started for myself, it's going to be a certain rule system. So Dom's going to do one, Martin's going to do one, Steve's going to do one. We're all going to input each other's, so we're all going to be able to butt in and talk and things like that. So for myself, for getting started, if you're a new player, to black powder, which is pretty obvious for me. But I'm not going to go down the route of the French or the British, just due to the road of everybody normally would say get the starter box set. So if you are going to do the French or the British, get the Warlord Games starter box set and get one of their start collecting armies to go with it if you're doing that. But for me, I am just thinking, actually, do you know what? Are you all right to go? Do anyone else want to go first, or are you happy for me to go first?
You're far away.
No, go for it.
Don't mind.
Yeah, cool. Let's go.
Let's see how it all goes down. And if we need to change the topic after you're done, then we've got time.
That was my thought exactly, Martin.
Cheers. So for me, to start with, so we're going to start with Russians, okay? Something a bit different. Napoleonic Russians. And for me, I would head over to the Perrys. So if you're first of all going to look to get into collecting a Russian army, I would look at this sort of deal you get here, which I think is a really good value for money. You can also go down the Warlord route, but for the amount of minis you get, so it's very similar amount. The price is a bit cheaper over here if you're looking to save a few. And you do get, I think, you get flags with these guys as well, I'm pretty sure. I'm not too sure if you get them with the Russians, with Warlord Games. So I can't be 100% of that. But you get a mounted officer as well, and that's 55 quid. What do you guys think about that sort of value? 3 boxes of infantry plus mounted officer, I was thinking about maybe you could add on a gun or something. You could add a gun on or something like that, couldn't you? A cannon, and then you got your first, but you got your first brigade there, haven't you? Really, if you want to,
120 figures.
Yeah, 120 figures plus
at that price. I had to do a double take then, because that's insanely good. That is, I mean, 55 quid for 120 figures and an officer. That is,
what are we?
Yeah, really good.
The Russians are fielding standard size units, aren't they?
Yes.
Yes. So you're talking.
You could probably if you want to do a 20. This is obviously based on 36-man battalions. I'm basing all of my figures on 24. So if you're looking to do 24-man battalions instead of like doing, I think they do 3 or 4. Is it? How many would you get out of there? You get 5, wouldn't you? You get 5.
I was going to say you get 5. Do those box sets come? Those Russian, do they come with skirmishers the way that the British set comes with 4 or a couple of riflemen?
No.
And they just
they're all in
Austrians,
March. They're all in March pose, like the Austrians.
I thought the Austrians came with a couple of skirmishers as well.
No, they don't.
I thought
they're all March posts. They are all March posts. You could kit bash it to do it, but they are definitely all in March posts.
That's five battalions and an officer. You chuck in a cannon. That's a brigade. Or if you wanted to, you could do 2 brigades out of that. Really. 2 brigades. Yeah, you could have. If you bought yourself some skirmishers. Made a small skirmishing unit, so that would be another like 12 quid, really.
Probably not even that, really.
About 12 quid. Yeah. One more officer. If you bump that up, so basically, if you spent about 80 quid, you could have 5 5-foot battalions and a skirmish battalion, 2 officers. That's 2 brigades. Yeah, you got with one with 3 battalions of line, the other one with 2 battalions of line and a skirmishing unit.
And that for your Russians is a good way to get started. That definitely. Can you guys see if I click across to the Austrians? Can you see that now?
Not yet.
No,
not yet.
2 seconds. Let me just switch that up. Share. We'll get more sleek at all this. Austrians. There we go. Can you see that now?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, cool. So I might have been a bit naughty. And possibly I may have actually purchased this set myself.
Oh no, Laura, I'm not going to buy anything else. No.
Yeah, Laura, I'm never going to buy any more.
Laura,
things.
No, I'm going to do all my brown envelopes.
I'll remain faithful to you, Laura. Don't worry, I won't buy.
I like to think that you've had to cut your hair as penance. Actually, shame.
Okay, I was ringing a handbell like at the same time as she was cutting it. So yeah, Austrians. Okay, so nowhere does a starter box like you would see at Warlord for these, but the Perrys again, they come in very good, and they do for £50 you can get 3 boxes and you get a mounted officer. These are based on 48 figures per battalion. Austrians are fielded in large battalions. So on my basis of 24, you would put them up to 36. And with 36, you get 4 battalions of guys with a colonel. So very nice. You can do them in Germans. You can do them in Hungarians because they give you the heads. You can also do them in the early period. So anything from, I think it's 1798 or something like that. 1798 to 1815, I think it says on the box. But these guys are absolutely... Oh, no. Yeah, sorry. These are 1809 to 1815s. But they do come with the heads because the uniform is slightly different. But the helmets, that's why I've gone Austrians. And that sounds really sad. But I've gone Austrians because of the helmets. So you can get these guys, but also, because there's probably people screaming at me in the chat, very possibly. Let me stop sharing that. For the Austrians as well. You can also... Where is it? Here it is. Victrix. Okay, so if you want to mix it up a little bit, spend a little bit more, go up to that extra money like you did with the Russians. You could get a box of Grenadiers because you don't get the Grenadier heads in those boxes. So if you got a box of Grenadiers as well, you'd end up with, I think it's 9, 6, 5, 7, about 8 battalions of infantry at 36 figures. So these have got 56 because they've got a... Let me go to the quick shop here. I'm pretty sure they've got a mounted officer in. Yeah, they have got a mounted officer in. And these kits are very nice. Very, 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 very nice. I have actually had a look at a sprue of one of these. And yes, very, very nice indeed. But that again is for your Austrians. And what I also do, guys, let's just check here. What do you guys think so far about like army deals and stuff like that? Is it sort of like, was it something you would think about? Say
the price for me is the big driver there, because there's not many places, under 60 quid that you get that amount of figures for. It's and the Perry as well, so you're going to get really good figures. Yeah. There's literally no. I mean, I'm going to say there's no drawbacks, but I am the drawback. I wouldn't paint them because it would absolutely kill me.
That's it. And
But
to be honest,
but that's the only thing. If I can definitely see it from a completely neutral perspective, seeing those kind of deals. Yeah, there's literally no drawbacks with those deals at all.
There's deals to be had, and obviously flags. I've gone over to GMB, just because. Yeah, Martin just giggles. He knows. He knows. If you bought GMB flags, you'll know. So yeah, that's where I would go for that. But
Sorry, I was just going to say, based on that as well. Obviously, I don't want to sound. It's not like money bags here or anything. But basically, if you invested 60 quid and then it turned out that you hated it, that's very different to investing for, say, a start collecting box from a certain other manufacturer where you get like 12 miniatures. Or other things as well.
It's interesting you say that, because I'm just going to put this comparison on the screen right now. So if people are wondering about historical wargaming and price per figure, I'm just going to put this up here, okay? So this is from Games Workshop, and you get. I'm not bashing Games Workshop because these are lovely figures, but I'm just talking about pricing structures between different gaming systems. And there are 3, 6. There's 9 figures there. Okay, yes, they're all unique sculpts. Don't get me wrong, they're all unique, but they're monoposed. And if you can look at that price for £89 for 9 models. Okay, and that's not even an army, which is even more crazy. That's not even an army, so it's not like it's a small kill team army. That's just one unit within like a 40k game. You spend, I think, to get a proper army nowadays, you've got to spend close to like £500-600. It's crazy, absolutely crazy. And
it is madness. I mean, it does seem surprising also the sort of different pricing structures. I suppose you charge what you think you can get away with, right? But is it? Is it Mantic do that Giant, which is it 25 quid or 29 quid? And yet there's a Games Workshop one which is about 90 quid, which is virtually identical.
It just
why?
It's the name, isn't it? It's obviously the name. And I was on a Facebook group talking about all this, and I just put, I'm glad I went to historicals when I did, because my figures are my argument was, and Martin found this quite funny, was I said about, obviously these are Perry miniatures, and if you don't know what a Perry miniature is, you're probably playing with one. You've probably got one in your collection if you're a Games Workshop player, because they're fantastic quality minis. And I just could you imagine if historical wargaming was that expensive? I'd cry. I really would cry.
Well, but we sort of talked about this in the past. I mean, back in the day when I started out, it genuinely was that expensive. I mean, not as expensive as some of these Games Workshop stuff now, but proportionally so much more. And it's really been the influx of plastic figures that have driven the price down. I think also they found cheaper ways to produce the metal figures and resin coming in and all that. So it's become a much more affordable hobby.
They're obviously all the 40k stuff is all CAD designed, isn't it?
Can I flash up a comment, please?
Yeah, go on.
Look at Hamster's comment. That's
the new kill team cost the genius.
That's true. That's very true.
And I'm not trying to bash on Games Workshop, because they get people in the hobby, and it's a good thing to get them started over there. But in my opinion, it's a really good time to be a historical wargamer. To be honest with you, especially cost wise.
Derail it slightly here. So Peter sent in one of his little questions of the week, which is kind of in line with this, and I'd be interested to get everyone's feedback. So he asked the question. So if a Perry box costs 20 quid for plastic. What is it? 40 plastic models or whatever it is. The Warlord one, 20 odd, 28, whatever it is. I can see Tim talking about 1/72 at about £8 a box, something like that, which is another option.
Oh yeah, we're getting to all that. Don't worry.
Yeah, how much would you be prepared to spend for a box of, say, 24 plastic models?
For 24 plastic?
Yeah. Is there a limit? I mean, would you pay as much?
35 quid. I'd probably pay. Right. If they're good quality.
I'd agree with that. 35, I think. For 20,
but
then 35.
Yeah, but I mean, like Dom, you mentioned before, I think if you go into the high end of 35, between 35 and 40 quid for 20 figures, you're going to be wanting some exquisite sculpts for that price.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to want you're not going to want monopose for that price.
No, and you're going to want definitely more than say 6 different torsos, aren't you? You're going to want you're going to want 12 different torsos and stuff like that.
So let's continue that in terms of metals. What would be a kind of, because you look at some price of metals out there, and you can pay
silly money for the metals,
£10 a model, especially if you're heading into the fantasy kind of arena. What's the sort of, is there a maximum you would consider spending for I'm talking historical here, for a historical metal figure?
What, individual, or are we talking a commander, or are we just talking a line guy?
Well, there's the question. Yeah, I mean, that begs the question, doesn't it? So,
but this is the thing about historicals. There's no real difference because there's still just like a commander is still a human-sized model on a horse potentially. The biggest thing, the biggest thing that you're reasonably going to be paying for is artillery or wagons or things like that. So that's the thing, isn't it? They're all more or less the same size.
Yeah.
So and if you're paying by cost of materials and weight,
you should pay more for cannon, shouldn't you?
Rather than pay to play. Then it's, I don't know. I've spent on a metal I think I've spent about £12 on a single metal infantry model before that I really, really liked, but that was a one-off. I wouldn't deck out I wouldn't spend like I wouldn't make,
a battalion of that.
No.
25, 24
figures. No, yeah, for him. Well, there you go. The Warlord Games Old Guard Grenadier box is all metals, isn't it? I think is that 40 quid?
It's 24 in there. You get. I didn't know it was all metals. I know. I don't know, mate. Something I'll
have a look. Hang on.
Have a look. Yeah. No. That's fine. And it also leads on to, like you were saying, like now with cost on, doesn't it? This is 28 mil we're talking about now for black powder, but there's other periods and there's other times. So like I'll just share this one. Liberty and Death is 28 mil. Okay, and for 200 quid. All right. So bearing in mind the other thing's £89 for 9 models. For £200, you can get in some AWI for black powder, and you get 2 complete armies with terrain, and it just bears belief. I just can't get.
They're 28 quid. 28 quid for 24 metals.
That'd probably be about what I'd be willing to pay. Maybe 30 quid for 24. For me personally.
Also, you start heading down to some of the other scales. You think. Our friends at Warlords with their epic range of ECW. ECW. I mean, that's entire a battlefield there for what was it, 50 quid or 60 quid or whatever it was.
Where is it? Got it.
With black powder again. The price is amazing, really. But I just wondered. I mean, I know it's something that a lot of people are complaining about, some of the shipping costs at the moment, without getting the reasons for that. It's shipping boxes across Europe is getting, and back the other way, is getting quite expensive for some people. But it may be
agreed. We are quite lucky. We're quite lucky. We live in the UK, aren't we? We are quite lucky in that way. We are quite lucky, and a lot of the manufacturer. But like you were saying, Dom, here for £90, so £1 more, and you've got a battlefield and a box of 13.5 things. I just can't understand. I do. And the other thing is, I do feel sorry for people that come into the sci-fi world and don't. Because I suffered from it myself. I spent like £500 on my first army, and with Games Workshop, and to think that I could have come in and got all this at a much cheaper price and done it. It's a no-brainer for me.
You have done that immediately. I mean, unless you were introduced to...
If I was introduced in a historical game, then 100%.
Right.
100%, because I like history. So I would have probably preferred to have gone a historical route. But the guy that I played with did Warhammer. But when he was collecting, you could buy, say, a box of 20 miniatures, say like they're 40 quid now, you could buy them for like 15. So he already had all his models. So it was just me having to catch up, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I had to spend more money at a later date to catch up and get the units up. But yeah, like you're saying, it's just cost. And then you can go completely the other end of the scale. Like last one here, guys, for the sharing the screen. Sorry if it's a bit annoying, but it's the best way I found to show you. But you got Bacchus, haven't you, for his 6 mil? So if you want to start, if you really want to get into like historical wargaming, you haven't got much space, and you want small figures, and they want them to represent. You can click. I don't know. We'll just click the British here. Okay, all right. You go down, and he's got. I'm sure right at the bottom here there will be a British Army set. Yeah, there you go. So there you go. British Army Napoleon extra from 1806 to 1812, £43. 1812 to 1815, 43 quid. Okay, you have to buy some flags. You can make your own flags at that scale. It doesn't really matter, does it? Bit of paper and that, or you can buy a double set. What I did for thingy. You can get both sides for £99 with a rule set, with all the flag, with all the bases, some resin buildings. That's brilliant value. That's really good value if you're just starting out. Really good value.
Yeah.
That's for getting actually started on it.
If you're just starting out in historical gaming, you've probably got a decent eyesight to be able to paint the bastards. So it's all fine.
No, I think Ken picked up on a good point there. Is if you're limited for space, but you really want to play a certain rule set, that's ideal.
Exactly. Yeah, that'll work for Black Powder. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
100%. That'll work with Black Powder. You just. I
mean, you're looking at what 3x3, 4x4 table easily. Relatively small.
Well, you could play that on a kitchen table. You could play that on a kitchen table. There's no reason you couldn't.
And painting wise as well. I mean, I can imagine you can get through quite a few of those. I mean, I've tried and gave up, but that was years ago. But I think now if I applied my painting skills now, I think I could probably fly through those. So you're not going to be spending ages and ages at your painting desk before actually getting them onto the gaming table. So yeah, again, I think it's a win-win if you're starting off with that scale.
I'll give Leslie a thing. Where's my 54 mil example, Leslie? I'll be honest with you, I haven't got one because I don't think 50. Personally, coming from what wargaming background, like sort of things, I don't think 54 mil is what you would consider a starting sort of scale. I think it's a more niche scale. I think it's. Would you agree, guys? Would you say that?
Not playing Black Powder in it, bloody hell!
No, you wouldn't. You definitely wouldn't want to be playing Black Powder in 54 mil.
No, I think you're looking at the only one I know of. The only one I know of really is Inquisitor. That was 54 mil. That's the only one I can really think of.
Yeah. Yeah,
I've got to say, Battle Map makes a really good point, and I was actually going to say something a bit similar. So if I just he says he always thinks if you had a good night out drinking and a meal, you can spend 100 quid for the same money. You can get an army I can play with over and over again, so he doesn't worry about cost so much. And that's kind of what I feel. I kind of compare things. So like I look at so I can spend 50 quid on a video game that's going to last me 12 hours, or I could spend £50 on maybe an amazing looking resin unit, and it's only one unit, which is going to give me I enjoy painting and modeling, so it's going to give me hours to enjoy that, and I'm going to be using it over and over again on the table and have display pieces. When I kind of settle things up like that, I go, that's not so bad.
Yeah, exactly. And Carl and the Kaiser make good points. 54 mils, good for like skirmish armies. Yeah, definitely. You got to have the terrain to go with it and display pieces. 100%. It's really nice. But Leslie says he's been playing Black Powder. I think he says in 54 mil, which is crazy. I would not want to imagine the amount of room you'd need to take for that.
I was going to say, Leslie, whose football pitch are you using for that?
Yeah. But yeah, no. So that's my take. That's my take on getting started in Black Powder with stuff a bit different instead of just going down the same old route.
I'm fascinated by this. What people
go for it. Go for it.
So,
I didn't even mention the old guard.
I got away with that.
No,
so somebody was talking. There was a comment coming up. Oh, here we are. Becca's. So Foundry of premium metal, and they're pretty expensive but some people love them. But it always intrigues me by what you would be prepared to spend for what. Yeah. So I know with my own buying habits, which are completely out of control, I think everyone will agree. I can sort of, if I'm building a Black Powder army or a Hail Caesar army or a big unit army, I'll tend to go for plastic stuff, and probably won't get that much metal, and maybe just the odd,
Command
like a
or something.
cavalry unit on Maker's metal, or if there just isn't anything available, and I'm not as good as you guys on kit bashing or anything like that, so I'll build something else. But if I'm building a skirmish army, I'll more often than not just go, almost doesn't really matter what the value is. It's what the figure looks nicest. If it's a foundry one or it's another metal one, I'm more prepared to spend the money. And I know it's because the sets of scale, right? But ultimately, you're still buying a certain number of figures probably over the course of the year.
Of course, yeah.
I'm sort of intrigued, what your rationale. Do you rationalize it in your own head, or is it just purely, I just buy whatever I fancy take the look of, or
No, I try and get best bang for my buck, and that's what I got to admit. That's why I like Victrix. I do like Victrix for that, because you feel like for £25 you're getting a bargain at 60 models. 60 models, £25 is crazy.
Crazy money, isn't it?
It's especially when they're good sculpts as well. Don't get me wrong. I've said in previous videos, you've got to clean them up a bit. Especially the old guards, grenadiers, I had to clean them up a bit, but it's worth the extra little bit of time for the bargain value you get out of them. It's like, I wouldn't go anywhere else for old guards. It's like I know that Warlord do those old guard mine, because they got them in the battle dress and stuff, and I just avoided them because I just thought I could get for that money I'll get 60 instead of
the
24.
The only reason I would consider buying them, like I've considered getting the marching bands, is now just for variety, because I've just got those. I've got all my core stuff now kitted out, so now I look at like getting some other manufacturers.
Yeah, the bands. The bands are really cool, aren't they? The marching bands are really cool.
But that's actually a really good point. Someone else put a question here about, here we are. Ben said, I wish the Caisson and Limber prices weren't so expensive. And it is those sort of things that start to really add up when you are building, especially if you're building, like you say, Martin, if you built an army, it's pretty much done. You're not really going to add more than the odd unit here and there, if any. So then you start looking at the other things. So, that Napoleon carriage is going to look really good. Or that, I need
Perry ambulance.
The battle look. I need some caissons to make the battlefield look nicer, or some limbers for the guns, fed up turning them around the wrong way. All that kind of stuff. And that sort of stuff can suddenly add up a lot.
I think you're right, Dom. Especially with like you're saying, like the little old pieces. But I think the pricing structure for those tends to be more expensive, because obviously the company have got to make money on that mold that they've done, because they know they're not going to. They know they're not going to sell as many of those as they are as their core infantry boxes, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a business at the end of the day.
I think my approach would be different, because I don't like metal miniatures, and I try and avoid them where possible.
Yeah, you don't, do you, Steve?
If I want a certain unit for a bolt action army, for example, a good example of this was my Luftwaffe field division. I really like them as a unit because they're quite iconic. They got really unique uniforms, but I didn't want to buy them. I don't want them in metal. So I looked at what I had and thought, well, I don't need to buy them. I can just kit bash them. So what I've started to do now is if I want to add a unit and they're only available in metal, I won't buy it. I'll look at what plastic parts I can pick up from eBay and go to actually do it that way. So for me, it centers around whether it's metal or plastic. And at a push, I'll do it in metal if I have to, if I can't find my way around, if I can't find a solution to do it in plastic. But I would rather the challenge of building it from 4 or 5 different kits than go out and just buy monopose miniatures that everyone's going to have. I'd rather have miniatures that are mine, that I've put some effort and some thought into building. So I think it's just a completely different perspective when it comes to planning a purchase.
Yeah.
And I know what you do with yours. I just don't have the patience or the skills to do it myself. So I kind of get why you do it. I think if I could do it, I'd probably do the same thing.
Yeah.
But I'm all about just getting them painted and ready to play with. Painting phase is the least of my interest in the figures. Once they're done, that's what I want. That's
what it's all about. And the thing is, I've got 2 cannons here, so 2 late French cannon I'm looking at right now. They they're the same, they're identical, right? And like Steve just said, they're both metal and they're both identical. But for me, sometimes lucky thing with Napoleonics is I can paint different colours, so different trousers. So they're not exactly the same. I can position them slightly different, and bits and bobs like that. But you are limited sometimes with your metals, aren't you?
Yeah.
But that's the Napoleonic side of things. I knew we were going to get a bit. But do you want to go through your stuff, Dom? What you were going to suggest, or do you want to go, Martin? It's up to you. Up to you guys. Go on, Martin. You go. Go on.
No, I was about to say no. I'll bow down to Dom. Dom, you go.
No. You go, mate. You go.
Hang on a minute.
I've interrupted you.
You're in mid painting.
I've got paint in my mouth.
I didn't go for the whole thing about different manufacturers because.
Well, all right. Why
let me. So the one you got me to talk about.
Go
on. Where is it now? I've lost it. Here you go. Oh, Sharp Practice. There you go. Sharp Practice.
Yeah.
From our friend Rich and Two Fat Lardies. So I don't know why I'm talking about this, but I do like it. It's one of the. So there's several rule sets that I really enjoy playing on a regular basis. Black Powder's one. Sharp Practice. Muskets and Tomahawks. Blah, blah, blah. Several ones, but I do come back to Sharp Practice a lot because I really enjoy it. And I think it's a really good. It's funny. In the same ways you're talking about, you're building your army as a beginner, almost into a period. I found that Black Powder was a really good entry into. Sharp Practice was a really good entry into Black Powder. So we kind of did it a different way. So
did it the other way around.
We wanted to get into American War of Independence, and sort of ultimately wanted to get to do Black Powder games, but it takes quite a while to build out the forces. So in the interim, painting up, one box of Perry, militia or something, or Continentals from Warlords or what have you, to create a force that's plenty big enough to play Sharp Practice, which is a really good fun game in its own right. And then you can start to add more and more units to then eventually be able to do full Black Powder games, because you need a lot more figures and a lot more space. But I think Sharp's a really good one for the people who just sort of starting out. If you like sort of thematic games, because it is a card-driven rule mechanic, it's very much about the story that you build. But it's also covers quite a wide period. It doesn't cover quite as far as Black Powder does, but I'm just looking. There's rule books here army lists here for French Indian Wars, American War of Independence, Napoleonic period, American Civil War, Indian Mutiny, and then there's all sorts of other rules, other lists you can pull down off their website and various other websites that do all sorts of other options. So it gives you huge options in terms of periods if you want to play, and I think that's kind of cool. I think I'm a big believer that if you're going to get into any kind of period, you've got to really be interested in that period for whatever reason. You don't just pick on, I'm going to play Napoleonics, if you didn't have some sort of passing interest in.
Yeah, I don't think you need to know everything about it, but you need to have an interest.
No, but I think you have to be, whether it's I'm impressed with the uniforms or the colours or whatever it is, you've got to have something that attracts you to it. And I think Sharp Practice gives you a really good way of testing the water in many ways. And I think it's a damn good game in its own right. It's not that complicated. Really, you can play the chord really simply. But in terms of ranges, I think somebody was asking on the forum on the Facebook page a while back about recommendations of different rule sets, different manufacturers for Napoleonic figures, and you're completely blessed. Especially
take your pick, innit?
You're talking probably for a Sharp army in 8/16. You're probably talking about 30, 40 figures aside to play a half a decent game. Probably could get away with even less, to be absolutely honest. And I think for probably about 60 quid all in with the rules, you can play a game very easily on your dining room table because you don't need a huge amount of space. So I think as an entry level game, Sharp Practice is a really good one.
Yeah.
But I think you've got everything in terms of manufacture, and that's without even going up to Leslie's 54 mils, and which I think is viable for most people playing a skirmish type game.
Yeah.
I still personally wouldn't, because I still think you probably need still a decent amount of space, and especially with clubs and things closed, it's very difficult to get the space. Whereas you can play a 20 mil, 15 mil, or a 28 mil Sharp game very easily. Most people could just on the dining room table or as the kitchen wall. does on his kitchen table for bolt action. So,
yeah, exactly.
It's all good. So yeah,
like you say, you only need 2 boxes, one for each side, don't you, Dom? So
precisely.
That's all you really need, and that's a really good way of getting started in that. 100%. No,
and particularly at the moment, if you're on your own, not being able to play against anybody else, I was going to say with yourself, but that's a whole different connotation. So you can build 2 armies very, very easily. 34 figures. Even the slow painter can get them done in relatively short order, and then crack on and have a game against yourself. And it's actually quite a good solo game as well. Yeah.
The other cool thing as well, I guess, with Sharp is that you could start with that, but if you get really into it, you don't just have to stay like it's not just AWI, is it? You can you can branch out.
We play Napoleonics, AWI. We play French Indian War version of it. I think some of the guys, I haven't done it personally, but they played American Civil War version of it. So
exactly, yeah. There's loads of different bits and bobs you can do with that rule set. It's a really cool little rule set.
And what I do like about the Lardies as well, they support their games so well. You can go on their forums, and there's all sorts of
campaigns in it and stuff like that.
Extra campaigns, and people put together army lists, which they sort of prove, if you like, by putting up on the forums. So they're all, so you can do different periods. Like people do some really weird periods, like some of those figures that Terry's like producing for the what is it, the Patagonian Wars. You could probably play that quite nicely.
Exactly, yeah. It is really cool. Really cool. Yeah. But no, that's cheers for that. Don't know. It was really cool. So Snowman, what about you then? What you got?
Oh dear. Right. I think everybody should play Dead Man's Hand.
Okay.
That's why. Is that it? I'm going to choose to talk about Dead Man's Hand and getting started in that because you already did Black Powder. So
yeah. It's my week, so I got in there first.
you can talk about it. So no, I'll talk about Dead Man's Hand, which now I'm not going to presume that everybody loves westerns. I love westerns, but no, it's a great game, and we've talked about Black Powder, which is mass battle, Sharp's Practice, which kind of fills this sort of middle ground between mass battle and large skirmish, small battle game, and Dead Man's Hand. You've got 7 guys aside, if that. So we'll go completely other end of the scale. It's a cheap game. I play it on a 2x2, but you can scale it up however you want, really. I know some people play it on 6x4s. I think Travis has been playing it on a 4x4 or a 6x4 in some of his games. I'm going to be making another board, so it'll be on a 4x2 just for some other scenarios. It's got a lot of flavor to it. It's fun. It's Ken, you played it with me. You can shoot people off the top of buildings. They land in horse troughs. And it's just a great little fun system. It's a fun game that doesn't get bogged down in minute little rules. You can jump through windows. Basically, if there's a hole in a building, you can just move through it without penalty. You just go through it. It's not that if the ruler stretches between 2 buildings, you jump between the 2 buildings. That's it. You just go for it. And to give you an idea, there's the game is you have a gang, and the gang can be just 7. Each gang comes with 7 guys. So this is the Desperados gang. That's not my Desperados gang. That's the one from Great Escape Games website. I can't find any pictures of mine, and I was too lazy to go and take some. So that's what you get in the box set, and that's all you need. That's all you need to play the game. One of the box sets is £20. So again, you are paying a little bit more, I suppose, per figure, but you get the 7 guys, you get the bases, you get the rules cards, and you get some other playing cards in there that you mix into the decks. But that's it. You wouldn't need to buy anything else. Ever,
but that's a complete army for £20. I can justify that.
Yeah,
because it's a complete army, 20 quid, and you're done.
That's it. And then there we go. There's the Outlaws, just for sort of comparison, which was one of the other starting ones. You can buy other individual miniatures. So you could buy like Rogue. So here is definitely not Lee Van Cleef. And he costs £4. and he comes with rules and with a special card that you mix into your deck when you're playing the game. But they have loads of deals, and in fact, at the moment, while I was researching for this section, I went on there, and if you're looking to get into the game, if you want to know how to play it, if you go take a look at my channel, there is a why I play Dead Man's Hand game. But for example, at the moment on there, I can say there's multiple expansions. This is the core set, Dead Man's Hand, that comes with all the basic rules, scenarios to play through 4 different games, and each game is 3 scenarios long. They're all trilogies, so one game leads into another, and you can usually play all 3 in about 2 hours. Or just, like our game we had, Ken, we played about 45 minutes, didn't we?
Yeah,
so,
we did. At 2 o'clock in the morning.
At 2 o'clock in the morning, yeah. So there's this. So this is a core rule book. Then you can get this one, The Legend of Dead Man's Hand, which adds 4 more gangs in there, like the Banditos, the Pinkertons. But it also gives you a campaign system for continuing play, where you own territory, you steal territory from each other, your guys gain experience, and it adds another load of scenarios, another set of 4 scenarios. Four adventure. I don't know what you would call them, really. Just four sessions with 3 scenarios each. Then, if you want to go the other way, you've got Dead Man's Hand Down Under. If you want to go Ned Kelly, and his rules are ridiculous because my friend has bought those, and basically the only way you wound him is if you roll a 20 on a d20. That's pretty much it. So he is amazing. And then if you want to add a little bit of spice into things, which I did, you've got the Curse of Dead Man's Hand, where it adds in voodoo, definitely not the Magnificent Seven, definitely not the Dead Magnificent Seven, and some other things that adds in a bit of a zombie twist, but actually it's done quite well, and it's all in a bit of fun. Now, each of these books used to be, I think it was 15 quid. But they're actually running a thing at the minute where you can get the core rulebook for Dead Man's Hand and the expansion, The Legend of Dead Man's Hand, all of the card decks and all of the MDF markers for 35 quid.
That's quite cheap.
So, yeah. So,
That's really good.
So that's all the rules, all the markers, and then you add a gang for 20 quid, 55 quid. That's everything you need. Obviously, if you wanted to play against someone else, but you could split that with someone else, 75 quid, split it in half, and you've got a really good deal there for a good game. Or you could do what Dom did, and you could buy this.
I did. That was a real good deal. 40 quid.
It's 40 quid, yeah, for two complete gangs, a complete rule book, an MDF building, all the tokens, all the cards. That's amazing value. And again, I mean, you pay more for some board games now. Catan costs more than that. Yeah, so I really, really enjoy this game, and I think more people should play it. And Ken so far is the only person I know who's played it who hasn't gone and bought a gang, but I don't think it'd take much to tip you over the edge, to be honest. So because it's just a one-off investment. It's just a one. I mean, I've bought 2 gangs, but I never bought them close together. I was just at Salute and it's like, 20 quid. There you go. There's a gang. I didn't sit there weighing up the price point. It's just, that's what I need to play that game. I don't have to worry about buying lots of extra units and things like that. And it's like a coffee table game, and it's a nice kind of easygoing palate cleanser to
get you something.
What you get a lot of the time. Yeah. But I suppose what you could say is the expensive part is if you want to go that way, is the whole, do you want to build a Western town? Okay, and that's where you go into the MDF buildings. But like all, thank you, I've just had a cup of tea delivered. Thank you very much. But just like all war games, that's entirely up to you.
She is a good wife, mate.
I know. But that's up to you. I mean, one of my friends, we're just playing like it's we're up in this is my really rubbish American knowledge, where there's a lot of trees.
Maine. If
you like.
Yeah, Maine.
We put a bear on the table. There's rules for bears and stuff in it, but you don't have to play in Western Town. Yeah. You can have bears like chasing people down. Yeah, so there's rules like, so you could have like a logging camp. Everyone, I think, thinks about the Western Town, and obviously that's part of the fun. It's a traditional dusty Western town with rattlesnakes and things like that, which you can buy as well from the website. But you could do it in a logging camp. One of my friends has created just he bought he's just done loads 2x2 with some rocky outcroppings, and he's bought MDF wagons to make a wagon circle thing. And then he smashed them up a bit, so it's a ruined one. It's like a raided one. So there's loads that you can do. So yes, if you wanted to go the full route like I have of making an MDF village, that does cost because you're buying those. But there are cheaper versions of MDF buildings. I've gone with the foreground ones because I got a good deal at Salute. I say a good deal. I spent about £200, but I got suckered into playing it.
You could do a 6x4, Martin, and like do 6 different. No, but you could just break them up in 2x2s and do 6 different like things, like you said, a logging camp, with desert, a bank. Oh Jesus, there's so much. Yeah,
there is. It's there's so many things you can do, and there's so many. I mean, I've got this up here. Because it was called, my friend bought me this. This is the prison wagon. So, and I've got this to put together. So this comes with the horses, a whole set of scenarios where this wagon is going through town, and it opens up, and you either get an Australian prisoner to put in there, or you get with an Australian guard, or you get the
do a little Beckett figure.
Yeah, I don't know where.
I'm with Beckett. He says TT Combat, cheapest MDF Western building. I bought a load on eBay for about 5 or 6 quid a pop.
And it doesn't matter because it's the Wild West. You don't even really have to paint them. Just dry brush them to put some weathering on them.
Apparently, it's Colorado. Travis is telling you nincompoop. Apparently, Maine is as far east as you can go.
I didn't say Maine. That was him.
I thought he said north.
He did.
I didn't. I said trees. I just said where there's trees.
Yeah, but there are trees.
No, I think with north, you could be looking at Dakota. That's where what's that awesome western? Deadwood. That's where isn't Deadwood set in North or South Dakota?
Yeah. But that's why this is it, you see. So this is why
Montana.
Obviously, I did it on the channel. But we're talking about now is I think it's just a really great game that you can crack out really easily. When gaming was more normal, when we were messaging each other saying, "Oh, what game are we going to play on?" On Wednesday, and we're like, "Oh, do you want to do bolt action? Or I haven't got time to do it. Or do you have time to do this?" Should we just do Dead Man's Hand? Yeah, there you go. I've just picked up my 7 guys. They're in the bag. They're done. It's so easy to play. And now I think I've got 2 gangs. I've actually got a third. I haven't painted up. I've got the Chinese gang based on the ones from Deadwood. But I think now, actually, let me just quickly count, and then I'll finish up. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. There's over 20 different gangs now that you can pick from.
I hate you because I'm like looking at their website right now.
There you go. Yeah,
I think so many other people are as well. It's ridiculous.
How does he talk about miniatures like this and then gets everyone fucking wanting to play the game?
But the thing is, I think if someone gets excited about any game, someone could. I look at some games and I'm like, I don't like the look of that, and then I'll watch someone's bloody battle report and they're getting excited, or they review it and they're excited, and then I've ordered the bloody thing. It's like Dom with those pissing Franco-Prussian things.
Well, if you can resist, then you're a better man than I think you are. So that's fine.
Look at this. Where is it? Fucking, is it this one? Is it that? No, not that one. Jesus, where is it? Look what it just. Where is it? Fucking, you're a git. You are a git, Martin. You just. You're. Where is it? Dead Man's. I think it's that one. Great Escape game. Yeah, look at this. That's so cool. It's so unique. You got like citizens, just like you could.
There's even rules for them, so you can just put them into buildings, and like when someone kicks down a door or something like that, they could just shoot you or help you. We wanted to make up rules for the rattlesnakes. We were going to get like my daughter or Haley or someone to drop the rattlesnakes in random buildings, so we didn't know where they were, or put them in little crates. And when you open one, you just roll on the wound table to see, so it could just jump out and kill you.
See if it kills you. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's why. So I say getting started.
That's why you like.
Hands, you just grab it. You could grab that deal, £50, or split it with a mate. Probably the best way to do it. £37.50 each, something like that, and you've got a full game in the gang, and it's a good laugh. There you go.
Martin, they're still doing the Startup Army for £40.
Are they? There you go, Ken. You might as well just get that.
There you go. They're still doing that.
They're doing that starter box. There you go.
It's on the
I don't need it, Dom.
See, even I'm tempted by
Dom.
that.
Yeah, I don't need to, Dom. You've got it, so it's fine.
Yeah, but that's it. That's it exactly. So there you go, Ken. You might as well, just because you might need a break in your Napoleonics, order a box of those, and you're done. 7 miniatures in contrast probably take you an afternoon, less than an afternoon to do. There you go, Steve. Get some, and then at CrackCon, we have a big old Mexican standoff.
I am definitely tempted. I remember when Dom got that set, I was like, ooh. Must resist.
Shiny things.
I like Martin says, everyone loves a Western. Everyone loves a good Western shootout. It's just such an iconic thematic way of gaming.
Quick once round, and in the chat as well. What is the best Western shootout? We'll look at it at the end. What's yours, Ken? What's your best Western shootout?
I don't like Westerns.
How do we kick him out of the chat? Can we kick him out when he's hosting?
If we kick him out, we'll lose the stream again.
Oh, okay. Might be worth it. Right, okay, moving on. Dom, what about you?
I like the old-fashioned ones. I like Magnificent Seven and those kind of things myself. They're the ones that I think are just...
I do like Westerns. I do like Westerns.
No, you don't.
No, you don't. He's rapidly looking one up, going, Western shootout. Steve, what about you?
Oh, it's going to be cliche, but it's going to be the finale to The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Yeah, definitely.
In the graveyard, Ecstasy of Gold.
If it's not that one, so I won't pick that one again because that's my favourite. I'd actually throw in. I think it's really good. Is the one at the end of Open Range, where they're using the shotguns to blast people through the side of buildings. And it's just something. I think it's just a really, really brutal one, and people are getting taking multiple bullet hits and still sort of carrying on for a while. But I really like that one. I think, although I quite enjoyed the
man, you know that. I'm just going to say that you're a sick.
What? I mean, they're going on here.
True Grit. That was it.
The Wild Bunch, Tombstone. Young Guns.
Yeah, Tombstone's good.
Young Guns.
Young Guns. Jesus.
Bloody hell.
Throw that man off the stream.
Oh my god. And yet, look, we've got 3 in a row. We've got Unforgiven, Open Range, Outlaw Josie was. Yeah, see, there's so many. But again, loads of inspiration in there. So anyway, I'll shut up now. And Steve can have a chat.
I'm quite impressed to be seeing some of these Black Scorpion figures as well. Sorry, just to rail it again.
Yeah, they are pretty cool. They are.
I'm trying to work out how I can fit them into my thing.
Jesus Christ, what's he doing to us? Well, thank you very much for that mind. Yeah, very good. But yes, mine would be True Grit. I did quite like that. Cogburn, whatever his name is, Marshall Cogburn, isn't it? Mm-hmm. I really did actually enjoy that film. So.
Oh, he's put it in. Sorry, I forgot about the high plane script.
High plane. Yeah.
No, I'll tell you. No, shit. I'll tell you. What am I talking about? Pale Rider, the final shootout in Pale Rider, where he takes on the people.
There's so many good ones, aren't there? What was that film on Netflix just recently as well?
The new Tom Hanks.
Oh, I haven't watched that one yet, but there's the other one.
The News of the World, Tom Hanks. That was actually really good. I really enjoyed that.
It's called The What?
The News of the World.
Was he playing Piers Morgan? What's he? Oh, that's the Mirror, wasn't
it? He goes around and reads the news to people.
Didn't Kevin? Oh no, that was the Postman, wasn't it?
The Postman.
I genuinely, just before we go down, I genuinely work with someone who will defend that film as to the hilt that is a masterpiece. He will defend it to the death.
You should sack him.
Waterworld as well.
Yeah. Oh dear. So anyway, there we go. That's my my 2 cents on starting again.
Very nice. So Steve, last but not least, mate, what was your subject and how do you go about starting it?
Well, it's going to be bolt action, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now, this isn't the way I got into it, but it's the way I think people should. And I know that from watching lots of people's videos, this is the route they've taken as well. And it's the Band of Brothers box set from Warlord Games.
I wouldn't expect you to say that, to be honest.
Well, I mean, I'm thinking, straight in. You never played World War II gaming before. You like the look of bolt action. you're not sure what army you want to take. You want to get familiar with the rules. For 70 quid, you get rule book, counters, dice, terrain, 1 squad of grenadiers, 2 squads of airborne. SDK have said 251, all for 70 quid. And straight away you're going to learn the rules from that, and you're going to decide whether you want to stick with. There's enough starting points in there, so you've got your 2 squads of airborne. You can go out and get if you like the way that they play, the way they look, you can go and buy the US starter box or the air starter box. If you like the Germans, you can go and buy the Grenadier starter box, and you can really add to them and go out and add tanks and support options. I just think it's a really, really good way of getting into bolt action. It's everything is in that box. It's very rare that you get that these days. No, we're talking about Dead Man's Hand, where everything's in that box, but it is quite rare where you get two viable forces. You get rules, you get the dice you need, you get some scenery, you get it's all in that one box.
I don't see now when people make games. Sorry, the excuse for not making a good, playable, affordable starter set.
Exactly.
I don't get it.
I think it's. I mean, you might look at bolt action and think that looks really good. You've got really, really nice figures. You got World War II. Imagine if that wasn't there, people would be like, I've got to go out and buy a rule book, then I've got to go and buy a starter. I might not like that army, I might not like the rules. And so it's just a good way of just getting into bolt action. And it's a good starting point as well, in that you can add. I think it was Duncan FX. He did a series of videos on his journey in painting up that the Band of Brothers box, and then subsequent videos he was adding vehicles, he was adding armored tanks, then support options like mortars and machine guns. No time at all. You've got a couple of 1,500 point armies that, in the grand scheme of things, you haven't really, as far as financial outlay goes, you've not really spent a lot of money when you compare it to other systems. No. And then from there, you learn the rules. Then you go out and buy the individual army books. You start learning more about the game, and before you know it, you're like me. And that's all you seem to paint and play is bolt action. Yeah. Yes. But no, it's a great start. And
it took a lot to break me from that cycle, Steve. Oh, sorry about that. Oh, sorry about that. Whoever's making that noise. That was a really random one. Can you guys hear that as well?
Yeah, that was the phone being too close to the thing.
No, not Steve. Not Dom. It's Martin.
Oh, Martin. Again.
Yeah, it's Martin. I've just muted you. Did you?
I don't have a phone in here.
You're clicking, or something's clicking.
I'm not. Look. Oh no. Yeah. No. I've got 2 magnets. Look.
Oh yeah. Get them away. Yeah. Get them away.
Whoops. Sorry. Yeah.
Sorry about that, folks. But yeah. Fucking magnets. Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah, bolt. I'm losing it. Bolt action. It was definitely really hard for me to break away from playing it and try something else. And no, it's definitely one of them games that you can just pick up and you can play. And is like you said, I started with the Band of Brothers start set.
Yeah.
But you are right. You just have to initially think to yourself, yeah, you get the rule book, you get all that, but you get the bonus of having a start of American and German. If you don't like those rules, Warlord do some other box sets, don't they? So they do, or Perry's do some nice World War II. If you want to go exquisite, you have to go metals. Speaking of Great Escape games, they do Danes, which I really, really fucking want. Ooh. Really bad. I want those motorbikes because they just are so good.
I just wish
it's that movie. It's that movie. 100% that fucking film. That's Dom. It's your fault again. Sake.
I wish that when I got into I bought my first bolt action minis in 2014.
Yeah.
During first edition, and so I wait because that Band of Brothers box was out there. Now I went out and I bought the book, and I bought my first infantry box, and then I just started adding bits and pieces to it. And then we started playing. But I think as an entry point, if you're completely new to gaming or World War II gaming, and you see how good bolt action looks, and you really want to play it, I think that is the like Martin said, it's sort of unforgivable that some companies don't have that sort of level of entry.
Yeah,
you need something that's gonna get people's interest.
I think you should just clarify, just because Leslie's just commented here saying that I mean like miniature manufacturers. I mean people who manufacture their own minute or have a manufacturer for their miniatures and are putting out a rule set. You know, that's, I don't mean obviously people like Chief Outlaws who are just producing a book. Right. You know, so yes, if you're going to the effort of making the miniatures and you want people to get into your game, you're producing miniatures, rule books, and things like that. As Steve says, I think the best way to do that is to have a starter set.
Yeah.
I think one of the funniest things ever was my brother. He's not a gamer at all, just doesn't like the hobby. But I went round to his and took the first edition of X-Wing round because he likes Star Wars, and we were playing it. And 15 minutes into the first game, went to Amazon and ordered it, and it delivered the next day.
Brilliant.
Because
that win.
That starter, but I mean, I know they're on to second edition. I don't play the second edition for reasons I've discussed on here before. But at that time, when you could just sit down with one box and have, an X-wing and two TIE fighters, and just get multiple games out of that. It's testament that he's just not a gamer, but to actually pause the game we were playing so we could go and order it on Amazon. I think that shows that the power and the benefit of having a really good starter box.
No, it works, doesn't it? And like you say, you've got other systems, like you've got fantasy. So you've got Kings of War do starter sets, don't they? They do their stuff.
Anybody Becca says Flames of War hit the beach box set, which is one of the best value starter sets out there. I have. No, I've got to admit, none of us are really 15mm nuts, are we? It's not really it's not.
It's because I've done them. It's because I've got two 15mm 30 Years War armies, and I've got a 15mm German army for Flames of War. There's nothing else I really want to do at the minute.
There you go.
No, it was Flames of War that got me into World War II gaming back in the early 2000s. I just thought it was a really, really good game. It was a really enjoyed that, and I'll always be grateful that got me back into the hobby, so to speak. It's a game that I'd love to start again because I do like painting 15mm figures.
Yes,
I mean, and the 15mm I'm painting now are for a future Chain of Command project, but it's a good scale. I really like painting 15mm. In fact, I'll have to finish off my Airborne actually.
I sent you some of them, didn't I? Some of them Germans, Pioneers of
yes. Yeah, they're on the list of things that I need to paint. But 15mm, it's one of those ones where I've really got to psych myself up to paint them. It's not something I can just casually paint. I've got to have a couple of sessions of getting back into the groove of painting them.
I thought you were going to say get battered.
Get blabbered. He can't do it.
I was by the toilet again.
No, that's it.
But I am really looking forward to playing Chain of Command in 15mm. It's been a while. Like Tim just said then. Yeah.
No reason why not, is there? Really? That you can't
no, not at all. In fact, I might do that. I might do a solo game of 15mm bolt action for the channel and see how it plays. That's an idea, actually.
Go on the Solo Wargamers group on Facebook, Steve, if you need a hand with the rule system for it. There is some stuff out there for it. But no, guys, that was the subject this week. I'll do it a little bit different. But should we go on to a little bit of hobby news now?
Yeah.
Should we talk about some hobby
news?
We
should have a tune for this, shouldn't we?
We should. Fucking hell, he wants me to do another one. Jesus, do you know how many hours that took to do that intro?
Get on with it. You haven't got anything else to do. You're in a lay-by somewhere.
Yeah, parts of lay-by. I will be at midnight tonight. Jesus, that just sounds dodgy.
That just sounds suspiciously dodgy, that, Ken.
So Dom, you put some stuff up here. I can see Victrix. Persian. Was it
Persians? Yeah,
Yeah.
Persians are out, which look really sweet if you're into that period. Usual big value box, particularly.
Yeah.
This
Are
one.
they actually out? Are they actually out? Are they just pre-CAD?
Out? Yeah.
Jesus.
They are actually out. I like the Greek helmets these guys have got. They're really, really cool.
They are smashing. They're smashing it, Victrix, aren't they? I've got to admit, I did an order with them about a week and a half ago. They are a bit delayed on their shipping at the minute, I think, because they're just so overwhelmed with orders. I think,
to be honest, and just my experience, they've never been the fastest.
No,
and I don't, I don't have a problem with that because, 80 models turn up. I'm not going to paint them any quicker, am I? But to be honest, I was just thinking, it's quite timely. Dom, I know you're going to be playing it, but if anyone wants to do SBQR and do Spartans versus Persians, there you go.
There you are, yeah.
I give you everything you need, really, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome, we'll see. The other thing I saw, probably everyone saw, but the next lot of the Epic range from Warlords coming out.
Yeah. Yeah,
so they've got Zouaves, they've got the Iron Brigade, Cavalry.
Did you boys find it very hard to work out if they were plastic, resin, or metal? Because I could not see anything anywhere.
From what
it is,
from the comments on the YouTube video, I think some of them are going to be Warlord resin.
Yes, I think so. Do you know why I think they're going to be Warlord resin more than anything else? Because they haven't told us they're plastic.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Why wouldn't you tell us they're plastic?
I didn't actually go looking for that. Do you know what I went looking for on that?
Go on.
I was looking at those casualty counters and just wondering why they didn't do dials, why they did cast resin or pieces with numbers on. Why didn't they just do dials?
Oh yeah, shit.
Because I can understand like doing a casualty figure without the number on it, and you just put down the casualty figures next to it.
Yeah.
Why not just do? Is it just me? Why not just do a dial?
No, I see what you're saying.
Because they've got them for bolt action, haven't they? You've got a little plastic. Yeah. Why not just stick a?
I don't know. That's very. I didn't even cross my mind. But yeah, you're right.
Sorry, that was it. It's not a big thing.
No. It's
just chucking it out there.
Why not?
What else did you see, Dom? Anything? I can see.
Well, clearly, Muskets and Tomahawks, Shakos and Bayonets is on the way, which is the Napoleonic version of Muskets and Tomahawks.
I cannot fucking wait to play this with you, Dom. And that is not even an understatement. It deserves an F word. That I cannot wait to play this. Seriously,
there goes our child-friendly content rating straight away.
I absolutely love Muskets and Tomahawks. Those cards are like every time you turn one over and it's like, I'm going to outplay you now, sir. And it's just adds something to the game. And my God, I can't wait for that.
I think it's a really good system. We were trying to work out how to play it over Zoom, but I just think, one of the guys was saying like you just turn the cards over and play the next card that comes up. And you could, but part of the joy of that game is that ability to hold on to a card or just to, think I've got a run of 3 cards I can play and I know I can. I'm going to absolutely, and then somebody else does something that screws up your plan. So I think, I'm really looking forward to that. Some of the guys, Graham, I think was on earlier. He was, and Alec have been working on a sort of localized system down my club. For sort of doing a Napoleonic version of it, so it'd be interesting to see how that pans out. But really excited about it. No time frame I didn't see, but they've been advertising it on the French site, so I'm assuming it's not far off.
No, might have to send them an email. Say when now, please.
For some reason, my emails don't go to France. I don't know why.
No.
I don't know why.
Shut up! You're paying French now. What are you on? Yeah, that's it. You're a French citizen now, mate. What are you on about?
Fair enough.
And then you had there was one more, wasn't there?
This is, I don't know whether we talked about this before, but this is version 3 of the So
basically, just take Dom's money. Just take Dom's money, basically, in it every day.
And
they even say taxes. Look, it's taxes. Definitely taxes.
I've managed to avoid this for now, and now I just think I'm going to have to get it. And this Kickstarter's like a couple of days before my birthday as well. So
you'll have some money.
It does look good. I mean, obviously they've done the the two previously, which had all the figures, a lot of the figures. So that one, I believe, has a whole load of villagers as well. I don't know whether there'll be any actual figures in terms.
It's like Robin Hood types, isn't it? It's like outlaw. You can get outlaws and stuff.
Yeah, there's. Well, in fact, in the second Kickstarter, a lot of the stretch goals were like Marion and that sort of thing you could get. So Friar Tuck was in that. So, but the buildings look really sweet and look quite interesting. So,
but they're also there's STL files as well, aren't they? It's not just for physical copies.
Yeah, you'll be at you can either get the physical ones or you can get the files if you have a 3D printer and you want to download them yourself. So,
which you do have, but it's just not there yet.
I've got one. It's anywhere at the moment, Ken. I don't know where it's
it's kind of sat there, mate. Yeah. it's ready.
And what about this one? Have you seen this one, Stu? See?
Yes.
US sector, innit?
The final one of the three they said they were putting out for the campaign books for D-Day. So this I
don't know why they didn't. I know it sounds really bad, but I don't know why they never just stuck it in one book. They just make a bit.
20 quid a pop by doing 3, and that's 60 quid.
Oh, you cynic, you.
Oh, yeah. charge me 35 quid and I'll pay for a hardback.
To be fair, I think it was probably a wise move, because if they'd have crammed all 3 into one book, they wouldn't have pleased everyone. There would have been people.
Yeah,
because you couldn't have put all of those into one book, so stuff would have been chopped or dropped.
Hang on, I just want to point this out quickly. It says there 108 pages, yeah, and then below that it says this 150 plus page book.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Which one is it? Oh, that's some eyes. That's some eyes.
I think that's called. I think that's called quality assurance.
Yeah.
But you know what? I love those campaign books anyway. I think even if I haven't actually,
they are
good.
good.
I love sitting and just browsing through them.
I still want to play Sea Lion. I still want to go through that. You know, I really do want to actually go through the Operation Sea Lion book. There's just so much to do, but that was the news this week. Let's have a look at the comments. There's going to be lots and lots of comments. So what are we going for here? But Paul Beckers does not like Warlord. That's right. Paul Beckers does not like Warlord resin. Yeah, he's not. He's not a fan, mate. I'm not going to lie, Paul. You got there's some of their ships though for Victory at Sea are good. I've got to admit. Some of them are okay. Are not too bad.
Are they the new resin or are they just old resin? I don't really know. I thought they were sort of fairly old hard resin. They're not like the only new Warlord resin I've had has been SPQR ones, which were quite bendy.
I didn't mind the SPQR ones. I've got to admit. I know it sounds really, really weird, but I didn't actually mind them. The ghouls and that, you mean?
Yeah,
they were all right. Yeah, they were okay for me.
They're swords and things. You could virtually bend them in a.
Yeah, you couldn't snap them though. You couldn't snap them.
No, true.
I know where the Judge Dredd figures are a Warlord resin.
Oh, okay. So what else we got? So Paul's Paint Shed. He said he's looking at ECW. Yeah, cool. Here you spy Victory.
ECW.
Dom loves a bit of ECW, doesn't he?
So does Martin.
I do.
He's put, if you get hold of English Civil War by Philip. I can't even pronounce that. Haythornthwaite. It's a great starting point over the view of great work. Oh, okay, mate.
It's good stuff.
Oh,
he does
Yorkshire,
really good books.
Yeah, Yorkshire Dragoon saying he loves the pig pen from the Baron Wars.
Yeah, it does look really sweet, doesn't it? I have to say that terrain looks. I was thinking, I won't bother because I've done in all the others, but some of that stuff looks pretty good.
Hamster seems to agree with you, mate. Quality assurance they used on SPQR.
Very true. Very, very true, mate. Yeah.
So Nick Gaines said he's thinking about the Victrix Persians, thinking of using them for Hannibal's army. When I do Romans versus Macedonian or Macedonian versus Persian, is it historically correct?
Yeah. Actually, I'm just looking back at them. Yeah, I think they will be because these are classic Persians with the big purveyes type shields, which they did when they were fighting the Macedonians they had. I don't know how many bowmen. They don't look like, from what I remember of that period, a lot of them have bows. Oh, they have got bows. There you go. They got sheaths on. Well, that guy has. Yeah, they have got bows. Yeah, they look like they would do it quite nicely for that period. Tick.
There you go. 100% certainty from Dom.
About 100.
You've got the Dom seal of approval.
Everyone can correct me now in the chat right now.
Yeah, I think Carl's already correcting you, I think.
Is he? Oh, shit.
God, not Hannibal, but you can use
it for manufacturers figures, for goodness sake.
No, not that Carl, different Carl. Carl's for not Hannibal, but you can use it for Macedonians or successor. Anywhere?
Yes, definitely Macedonian. Oh, sorry, that's what I meant. I read Macedonian when he said that.
Yeah. So
Hannibal's a bit later.
Tim's asked anywhere you can get 1/72 scale flags.
I don't really know. It's so long since I did 1/72. I can't really help on that one. Somebody in the chat might know.
What is that in millimeter? What are we talking millimeter?
Are you expecting one of us to answer, or were you waiting for the chat to answer?
I was hoping one of you would answer that. What is that? 1/72? Is it?
You've got the World Wide Web in front of you.
I don't know. It's 20 mil. Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Right.
20
See,
mil.
we need someone who's intellectually savvy. He knows. 20 mil.
20 mil. There you go. 20 mil in that money.
Yeah.
War flags apparently. Get them from war flags. Hamster saying. Thanks, guys. I'll go with Battle Mate. He said 25. There you go. Give it a take. But yeah. But no. You saw a comment, did you, Dom, that you wanted to speak about just a minute ago? Yeah, I think you clicked on, but then I lost it.
I don't know. They're coming through so quick. Yeah, here you go. Constable says product page for those Persians says they can be used in armies to fight the Greeks, Macedonians, ancient Indians, Scythians, and sometimes in numerous civil wars. Yeah, so they're classic Persians, the classic period of Persians that Alexander beat the living daylights out of, basically.
Oh, 100%. But
which is what they should be. Which is why they got those big old planks of shields that there's huge amounts of question marks about how good they were. And they're all heavily armed with bows as well as short stabbing spears.
The shit. I gotta admit, those shields do look pretty cool. And I'll tell you what, Victrix is absolutely smashing it at the minute. Have you seen they're going to be bringing out some old guard cavalry, Grenadier Cheval?
Yeah.
See they're doing that? Jesus, they're just absolutely bringing everything. Plastic again. What is going on? Just absolutely smashing it. Going to go very well with the Lancers, but
yeah. Says the new Epic models were plastic. They would have said so, or they declared it in an earlier video that range would be padded out with resin.
Yeah, it's going to be resin instead of metal, isn't it?
I think it's not going to be metal. There's definitely not metal.
No,
that's for sure.
No, it's going to be resin. Yeah, you guys are right, but no,
I'm really concerned about my French phobia by saying about the Franco-Prussians. Did they have any foreign regiments that instead? They had some African. that was later in the war when Napoleon was duffed up by the Prussians and the other Germans. He was captured, and the Third Republic, I think it was, I'm still just reading about it, basically declared a new republic and brought troops back from the colonies. So there were a number of African units came back into France. Didn't do them any good. They're still lost. But yeah, so I could do some Africans.
No, exactly.
I've done some French, Peter. I'm sorry to let you down, mate.
I'll tell you what time it is. I'll tell you what. It's a very good time to do a segue to our sponsor.
Yes.
Carl at Mezzers Minis sponsors the Plastic Crack podcast, and he gives us a lovely little code to put up every week, and hasn't changed this week, so I'm pretty sure we haven't had an email for him.
No, he's just messaged to say that he hasn't changed it, even though it's March, so it is still the previous month. But because
PCP Feb.
Yeah, poor old Carl Carl is in isolation at the moment, so we wish him very well.
Yes.
Sounded a bit.
I think it's up to 10% off on his or is it 10% off on his ranges that it's 10% off. So head over to www.mezzersminis.co.uk and get spending. He's got some lovely stuff over there from V&V that you see Dom painted up, some Avonpost stuff that you've seen me paint up. Very, very nice stuff. And my Avonpost stuff turned up as well. I've got 15 battalions left to go for my French. 15 battalions, and
you've started working on your Austrians.
No, I've made one Austrian, just the one, just to get that fixed. And look, he's in a helmet. How cool's that? Oh dear, I just leave myself open every time, don't I? Mm-hmm. Every time.
You do. It's probably mentioned as well, actually. I was having a chat with our friend Miller the other day, who actually didn't give me any update on his little challenge. I forgot to ask you about that. I think I'll get it next week. We should ask for a photo, and we'll pop it up and see where he is. But those of you who are in the Wargamers Anonymous Discord, the monthly challenges are now back in their old format. It's just very simply there's a vote at the start of the month. The vote for this month is already in. I believe it's just core units, so it's just back to very simple things: core units or elite units. Once a month they vote for it. This month it is core units that they're producing, and then photos are getting chucked up for everybody, or videos for everybody to enjoy. So if you want to give yourself a little bit of motivation, go over to their Discord or join in and do a video. Just get some stuff out there.
Yeah, definitely.
I completely failed last month's thing. For the first time, I completely failed at something different because I was doing that 6mm samurai thing.
Yeah.
Boys, how's that getting on? How's the 6mm?
Not at all. It's just not at all. I've painted a couple of strips. I
haven't started yet, but that's because I wanted to gauge it. I'm basically gonna take a day off in one day.
Steve, it's great hearing these two suffer, isn't it?
I'm not suffering. I just haven't started.
I just don't fancy doing it. I started to do it, and I thought, you know what? I could sit here and probably in about 2 or 3 hours do the entire thing easily because they're not.
They are difficult. They are.
If you want some Inspirado, there's currently a samurai. I think it's a documentary Netflix. It came up on. I haven't watched it yet, but it was. I saw it advertised last night. So it could be a bit of inspiration for you there.
Doing it as well. Yeah, I really like the look of that. I'm going to have to watch it.
I've started it. It's quite good. Yeah.
There you go. I
need that inspiration. But then I'm a bit sort of stuck on the old Franco-Prussian war at the moment, so that might take a back seat. So I failed at that challenge completely.
No, that's it. But I'll tell you what it is time for, ladies and gentlemen, and I know people like this, and it's really lovely to see. Make sure you head over to the Plastic Crack Podcast Facebook page where you can upload your pictures for us to have a look at and share with everybody. So we're going to go through some of the pictures that were uploaded from last week to this week, and we're going to start off with this week with Warren. So Warren here, Steve, you'll appreciate this. Some 20mm. Very nice. Basing's lovely on those, to be fair. Very nice basing. Trying to work out what that really thin
for 20mm, that's really good, isn't it?
For 20mm, that's fantastic basing. That massive respect for doing basing like that. Very well done, mate. Well done.
That Bren gun. I'm trying to work out what actually is that base, because it's not a coin, because they're 2p's, aren't they?
It's one of those ones. It's one of those magic ones, mate. The Perry's use that just disappears into the table. Sorry.
Zing!
Fuck off, man.
Keep going. I love it.
But yeah, Warren's done. He's you bastard. He's done some really close. He's done some really nice figures. Really nice. They are lovely. The 20mm as well. Like you say, detail on there is really good, isn't it? Really good. And
the flipping eyes on them.
I know. I know. Anyway. And what Warren again? He's done even some more stuff. You know what these are.
Yeah, he did give us a hard time in the Facebook page saying that we ignored his pictures, and we didn't deliberately. I don't know how we missed them, but we thought we'd show some of them.
They are gnolls, and they're like giant hyena, orky kind of goblinoidy things for Frostgrave or Dungeons and Dragons type games.
I love that purple. That purple shade that glaze is. I think that's done with a glaze, but that is lovely. That is really nice. And then speaking of giants earlier, there you go. Yeah. Oh yeah.
That is brilliant. I love that. That is so well done.
Yeah, it's lovely. Well done, Warren. So that was some really nice stuff,
mate.
And we got Anthony. He's done some beautiful guard. Need I say more? Look at these. Very nice.
The whole shelf of guard. It's ridiculous.
Oh, it's the best thing. When you see a full Napoleonic like shelf's worth of stuff, it's just like most beautiful. I love those plumes. I'm trying to work out the manufacturer for these, to be honest with you, because they're metal, aren't they? By the looks of it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Are
they front rank?
They might be front rank, or they could be elite, couldn't they? Is that possible?
Possible.
Well, it could be Foundry. I don't know.
They could be Foundry. There's some sort of metal, but they're not Warlord.
Foundry.
But yeah, that's all his guards, so he's done all that. Well done, mate. That's some really good work there. Really, really good work. There's some more stuff on top there. There's some cavalry I can see just poking their heads out. I wonder what they are. See, let's have a look at them next week. But yeah, Fraser is as usual. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Jeez
Louise.
Look at the shields, man. Look at the shields.
Now they are transfers. I know they are. They're Vinny Vici, really old school transfers. But he's done them beautifully.
He's definitely ruffled them up, hasn't he?
Oh yeah, definitely he has. He's so back in the day, those were the only transfers you used to be able to get, and they were pretty basic. So he had to do quite a lot of work to buff them up a bit. But he's done a really good job with them.
No, they're spot on, aren't they? They're first line rampant, aren't they?
You'll find that the colour schemes are not as authentic at all, and I think that's just not right. We should complain.
Shut up, Dob. No, they are. Do you know what, mate?
Commented on one of the Facebook pages.
I know. Don't. That's bad, isn't it? But I'll tell you what, they would look really nice as Bretonnian. Like if you were that way inclined, fantasy for men at arms for Bretonnia.
Colour schemes, haven't they? Definitely.
They're bloody lovely. They are absolutely lovely. Yeah. Obviously, Martin did his usual, and we've got Brendan. So he's a French man again. Need I say more? Look at this, more French. These are lovely people. Oh, there's a train in the background there. Very nice. I like to look at that. 00.
French on this podcast. That's all
I know. So he's got 5 battalions there. I think he's just on the basing phase now. So next week we'll probably see him done. So Michael's done these. I love the basing on these as well. Simplistic, but very, very effective. Very nice what he's done with the mud and with the static grass. And he does look very nice. Is that a Perry gun? It looks like a Perry gun. Or is that a Victrix gun? No, that's a Victrix gun.
Yeah,
that's a Victrix. That's a Victrix plastic. What am I talking about? Of course it is. I've got enough of the buggers. But and he's got some Chasseur Cheval on the side there as well. Looking really smart. And then we've got Johnny B. Johnny B, the man. He's done some Romans.
Hey,
Look at this. Done some Romans. Go over it from the Modern Advantage crew. And they're really cool. I'm not too sure what he's going to use them for. I don't know if they're SPQR coming up. If that's what they're going to be. If that's what they're going to be for.
Unboxing the SPQR.
Yes, the revised edition. You're right. They did do a revised edition, didn't they?
Be doing that. So I think Kaiser's doing all the hairy asses, and Johnny B's doing the Romans.
Doing the Romans, yeah, no, definitely. And then I saw these from Tony Phillips. So he's got some nice battalions here. Looks like he's got his army laid out. So his British force, yeah, exactly,
look at that, Martin, in the top right-hand corner. Can you see that?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Rocket launcher.
But also, it's like mixed feelings. I see it and I get happy, but I also get fearful. It
looks like it's got some Highlanders down there as well. But that there is a good, nice, like starting size like what we were talking about earlier, like infantry wise, you got how many's he got there? Five battalions, 2 cavalry, 2 cannon. Is it some couple of a skirmish unit and some officers?
Yeah.
You know, that is ideal if you want to play some games of Black Powder. That is perfect.
It's always great to see. I just think it always looks good, and I must do it more often myself. Just lay
Get them out.
I know, like that.
Yeah.
Just see what it looks like deployed. It's just
does make some nice pictures
after all, and it's kind of nice just to see them actually laid
out. No, exactly. Yeah. So last week, Martin managed to get this paint. Not you, Martin. Different Martin. Managed to get this paint.
I don't remember.
He got this. He got this painted in the time that he was watching the stream live with us. So definitely thought I would share that one.
Well done.
Bloody hell. That's very well done.
Yeah, I know.
Is that like a baby for us or something? You know, someone gave birth to that figure during the show. Maybe I'm drinking, so I don't know.
But like I say, guys, if you want your stuff to appear on the podcast next week, make sure you head over to the Facebook group and join it, and get your pictures up there, and we'll show them off to the hobby world. It's one of the nice things I like to do actually when we're doing the stream. I think it's really nice to share everybody's work. Yeah, exactly, and don't worry about your quality. If you know, it doesn't matter what your painting standard is. You've got paint on it. Happy day. Yeah.
To start with, so you're fine.
Exactly. Yeah. Jesus Christ. And I've seen him in real person.
Yeah.
Can I just make an announcement?
Go for it.
Yes. Go on, Steve.
The land checks are all finished.
Oh. Just your favourite part. Just your favourite part to do now. Your most pleasurable bit.
Just the basing to going out. Yeah. I am rather chuffed with that.
So we're going to see an image of them next week. We're going to see a picture.
The whole unit will be done. Wow. I literally never thought I would finish. Now, what I'm doing is I'm going to be doing units of 4, 8, 12, 20. So 5 bases of 4.
Yeah.
So once these are based, I think I'm going to order a box of those the Zweihanders. I think they look really kick ass.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. Men in big hats with big swords.
Oh god, yeah. I think I've got enough miniatures because in this box you get the option for the arquebuses, the arquebus, the shooty gun.
Shooty gun, love it.
No, I'll start the basing on those tomorrow. So I'm a rather happy Steve. It's
you have achieved. I've
achieved. I never thought. Go on, hands up. Who thought I was actually going to give up?
Yeah.
Actually, haven't seen your I think I'm going to regress that. I haven't seen the turnip head, so you can do anything.
Yeah. All I can say is now, if you really want to impress me, you will have those Frenchies done next week, and they will both go up at the same time, and I'll be like, "Oh my god!" There might even be a £10 gift voucher in it for you.
I can't. I literally on my first day off on Wednesday, I sat down and they were in front of me, and I went,
"No."
Oh, and I had to put them away. Just couldn't do them.
Shooty guns.
Yes, non-shooty guns.
You need black powder in them for them to shooty.
But no, I am
bang
sticks.
Bang sticks.
Boom stick. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Listen up, you primitive screwheads. This is my boom stick.
Oh, Christ on a bicycle.
Oh, my Lord. So, is it true, Ken, that you're going on a podcast tomorrow night?
It certainly is. Yes, it is tomorrow night. It is tomorrow night. I think it's between, is it 10 and 11? I'm pretty sure. Guys, will let me know in the bottom. But I'm be on Modeling for Advantage podcast tomorrow night. And he sent me an email, so I've got to send him a logo, but I still haven't got a clue what we're talking about. So he'd have to email me again.
That's not anything new, to be fair for you, though, is it? Like, I mean,
no.
He's got one here, he's got no idea what we're going to talk about, but he managed to fill 2 hours with his rubbish. That's great.
Yeah. Looking forward to that. So yeah, that's tomorrow. So if you guys head over there, they do their stream on a Tuesday night, which is really nice for them not to clash with ours, because that wouldn't be awkward at all, would it?
I think, to be fair, Kaiser always said he chose a different date that nobody else was doing.
It's hard though. It was hard because we chose Monday, didn't we? Because we didn't want to like clash with like anything major sporting or anything like that. And then Warlord do theirs on a Monday just before us, don't they, on Twitch?
Yeah.
Oh, Matt's come in with a Franco-Prussian game, a Franco-Prussian joke, which I think is quite good. He discovered this week that needle guns aren't called needle guns because they're thin. You wouldn't know that if you don't know anything about Franco-Prussian.
I haven't got a clue about Franco-Prussian war. I did see in the comments this week, though, guys, that there's a lot of people out there that are very much in love with your is it Clash of Empires. Is it the game that you bought, Dom?
Oh,
Eagle of Empires.
Yeah.
And people are very much like calling you all names under the sun because they're like.
I think everyone was just waiting for someone to go and buy it. That was it. Everyone was just sitting there waiting.
They all were, because I genuinely was shocked by the response. It's one of the highest sort of first couple of hours of viewership I've had of any of my videos, apart from some of the forward stuff, epic stuff. But I was just amazed how many people have.
We said that before, because when we were looking at it, Don, we were looking for videos, weren't we? We just couldn't find anything. Couldn't find rules, couldn't find reviews of it, like nothing. So definitely, you have to get some reviews and some games.
I think that's
you should. They just send Dom your new rule systems, and he'll do them. He'll get them out of the box. He'll do a video.
I don't care.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Just send it. He just loves that crap.
They look real fun, and I'm going to really enjoy it. I'm enjoying painting these, and I can't wait to get to play with them. So I'm going to go with them.
Kaiser's just confirmed tomorrow 10 p.m. It is tomorrow 10 p.m. So yeah, happy days. Franco-Prussian, all the rage in 2021.
That's because I started it, Paul. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, the Perrys are just modelling them for you.
I'll tell you what though. I would. Should we, Paul? How would you? Because Paul's a copper, isn't he? So he could be inside. He could be inside that little model that you've got, the fucking gel cart thing. Oh, you saying
Rescue Paul?
Yeah, Rescue Paul. Yeah,
Rescue Paul. We'll put him in it. We've got to rescue him.
We try and get a sculpt. We try and get a sculpt done of you, Paul. Definitely.
Fucking hell. Jesus.
I think one thing I'm going to try and have done by next week, Martin, will be in the our YouTube chat thing. You mentioned about doing Turnip 28 Cavalry.
Yes, yeah. I was wondering if you're going to do them on snails or something.
No, I've got some horses, but I'm going to try and weird them up.
I
don't know. Yeah. They were enjoyable. I know, because I had that box of AWI, Continental Infantry. I never thought I'd use them, but their arms are perfect for that kind of yoli weird musket type thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, the cavalry is going to be some Napoleonic cavalry that I'm going to butcher.
Yeah, you're gonna have to give the horses some kind of weird headdress, like some kind of like harness headdress, like some twisted Cthulhu-y kind of horribleness.
Cauliflower. I'm just trying to cauliflower.
This is weird with couscous. Stick couscous on them and see what they look like.
Mate, blue tax. Yeah, there you go, Steve. You can finally use it. Carrots, yeah.
Carrots on
horseback.
Honestly,
though, it was just making those. It was like, I know your imagination when you're doing your modelling, but I was like, I can use all kinds of stuff here. And then when I found, because the roots were off some old hedgerows that I made that I haven't painted yet, so I was just ripping bits of these hedgerows off and then just sticking them to the back. It was a complete mess of the table, but it was a lot of fun.
Guys, internals only. Internal. Is that saying internals?
Internals.
Yeah. I've just seen the one above that. Tim Stevens. This is his first time on any stream.
You guys are bloody great. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Cheers,
Tim. You're very kind, Tim, to talk about the other three in that way. It's very nice of you. Guys, if he's getting that time, but if you want to check out our YouTube channels and also Carl at Mez's Miniatures, so don't forget his code Feb 20, wasn't it? Where is it? I will put it
Feb
back
21.
up once. Yeah, let me put it back up.
If
No, that's it.
PCP
PCP Feb, yeah. Make sure you check that. But in the comments, in the show notes below, you'll find links to all our YouTube channels. If you're not subscried, make sure to check them out.
I want to do a public service announcement. So Yorkshire Dragoon says, "I want that set." I think he's referring to the.
But how do I tell? Secret. You don't.
Collective services that down at the garage do that. Or
I said, but yeah,
free figures because of my channel. That's what I do.
Yeah. And so and also just thank you to everybody who watches on the replay, because there's just as many people who do that. So thank you for skipping through all the boring bits.
Yeah. Next week we will thank you at the start, I promise, because we
try and remember.
But yeah, no, guys, it's been lovely this week. Something a bit different. Whose turn is it to host next week?
Steve? Me or Steve?
You still no-go, Steve, at the minute?
No, still no. My laptop, I think it's reaching the end of its life.
No, that's
it
cool.
really is, which is a shame, really, because it's been a great servant over the years.
Yeah.
It's got to scrub the browse history every now and again.
It's called Google Incognito, mate. It's fine.
Really? I thought.
Well, I want to know.
I'm not going to continue with that conversation
now.
Oh Jesus! Chuck it. I do want to see the day though that when you get your new laptop, I do want to see a YouTube video on your channel of you chucking it out the balcony because you still haven't left your flat.
I just wanted to turn it into some kind of piece of scenery or a board or just some kind of terrain. Yeah,
space for a big vehicle.
Yeah, exactly.
There's some cyberpunk-esque scenery located in its innards somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. But guys, we have overrun tonight, so you got an extra 2 minutes out of us this week. So thanks everyone for watching, guys.
Thank you.
We'll see you again. We'll see you again next week.
Bye.
Take it easy. Bye bye.